fun. What is the best name for quadrilateral with adjacent angles that are supplementary? Okay, so let's break this down. Quadrilateral, it's going to have 4 edges. Got it. Adjacent means next to. And supplementary means that they have to sum to 180 degrees. All right, let's try and build something like that. So I'm going to take my first edge here, and I am going to make another edge and just give it some angle. So there's the angle there. Now, the adjacent angle, so the next angle I draw, this angle and that angle have to add up to 180. So what that means is if I continue this side right here, this angle plus that angle right there add to 180. So I need to replicate that angle up here. So that angle is narrower than 180. So this would be about 180, sorry, narrower than 90 here, sorry. That's not quite right. Let's try that again. Right angle from there. I'm having a hard time drawing a right angle there. So it's going to be narrower. So it would have to come in something like that. Looks a little too narrow. How about that right there? Okay, so I'm trying to replicate that angle right there. So I'm trying to get, oops, this angle to match that one, because that's a straight angle there. And then, well, this next angle would have to match that one right there, right? Because let's say this is angle A and that's angle B. It's got to be true that A plus B equals 180. Well, I just put angle B right there. That means the next angle has to be another angle A. So angle A is going to be wider than 90. So maybe it's that right there-ish. Something like that. And I'm not sure if my drawing is very good. So now that right there is angle A, and this angle right here has to be angle B again. They'll have to alternate like that. Otherwise, there's no way I'll get that supplementary angles. And again, next to is adjacent. So didn't quite make that happen here. These two angles don't look quite the same. Let's try drawing another one. Oh, I wonder, yeah, check this out. Maybe this side is too long compared to this side over here, and that's why these angles don't look quite right. Try drawing that again. Maybe I need to do this in GeoGebra. So there's that side. And then I want to make this side roughly the same length. Or exactly the same length. Is that about there? And then, oh, this I think is going to have to be parallel to that down there. If I want, oh yeah, check this out. If I want this angle to match that angle down there, these two lines have to be parallel so that I have alternate interior angles. Remember we studied those a while ago? Yep. And then if I want this angle over here to match that angle over there, then this edge over here is going to have to be parallel to that edge over there. So that means I'm going to have a pair of parallel sides. And I have a parallelogram. Wow, that was a fun mystery. Cool. Parallelogram seems to be the best answer. Now, I was starting to think it might be a kite. Now, a kite really, is a kite? Yeah, a kite is a mathematical term. And let's see, the definition of a kite, my recollection is, I'm gonna have to look this up, is that it has two pairs of adjacent congruent sides. So these two sides are adjacent and congruent. And then I have another pair of adjacent sides that are congruent to each other. And that's the idea of a kite. And the thing about a kite is when you make that happen, you will get these two angles to match up. But these two angles are not necessarily going to match up. So I'll have a pair of congruent angles, but the other pair won't line up unless all four of these are congruent. But anyway, this one, which is the best name for a quadrilateral with adjacent edges, supplementary and angles that are supplementary, adjacent angles that are supplementary is a parallelogram due to this exploration here. Yeah, so I don't think this side had to be the same as that side now. I think the idea of alternate interior angles is the way that's going to roundabout lead us to a parallelogram. That was fun.